Hello, hi everybody, good evening. And whoever is in my live stream in YouTube, today is the YouTube. So I welcome you all, whoever is watching from YouTube. And today's session will be on how to have a miraculous mindset with clarity, fulfillment, and accelerated growth. So what do I mean by miraculous mindset and how it is connected to, let me check whether I'm recording. Yes, I'm recording. So how it is connected to leadership growth. So leadership growth for me is about growth with fulfillment. A leader who also helps another person to grow is what leadership growth is all about. So not all leaders will be eligible for this particular thing that I am speaking about. It is, of course, at a very higher level that people will realize that apart from them growing to a very high level, they also need to grow other people around. They also need to help other people around to be able to. You can switch off your video. So other people, switch off the video, please. Video switch off, please. So other people also, so that it will help him to grow further, right? If you have a big vision, then definitely you are not the only person who is going to achieve it. Even if you are going to achieve it at all, then it should be a very big vision which can be achieved by a team and not only you. So if you are not helping other people also to grow along with you, who will be with you? So who builds a team? A person who is a leader, that person only can build a team, right? And the person who knows the benefit of having a team only can build a team. Which means what? Which means that you have to rise over your small considerations, like what the other person told you, how the other person could have behaved in that manner, why that person. It shows your lack of leadership ability, right? So when you are thinking like that, you should know that it is your personal problem. It is none of anybody's problem. So I help you, like say everybody, each of us, sometime or other, get into this kind of mindset. We try finding other people's fault when there is a problem. When there is a problem, it is the fault of both the parties. Even if you have contributed just 3% of that problem, still you have contributed, na? It is not entirely zero. So your contribution is 3%, and you are responsible for that. So in order to wipe out, eliminate that 3%, you need to grow as a person. You agree? So that is what I try to help you with. I see so many people, potential people, every day they are cribbing about their boss, their colleagues, everybody. See, it is not that anybody has a problem, other people are trying to be pitching against you. It is just that there is a competition. If you are doing the same thing as the other person, your colleague is doing the same thing as you, then obviously there will be competition, right? So how can you eliminate that competition? How can you do better? How can somebody approach you for a better thing than what the other person is doing? So if that is their paramount in your mind, then you will think about how to grow to be that person who will be approached by very senior people and not the person who is in jhagda with the other person, right? So your focus will be shifting to what? Your focus will be shifting to a solution. So your mind will be solution focused rather than problem focused, right? So for that to happen, when I am saying this, it doesn't happen in a day. I am saying and you will start implementing it from tomorrow. It is not possible because there is a lot of thought process goes into this before you can have this character that I am trying to tell you about. And I am trying to tell you about a very, very high capability of a person. I'm not talking about small things. I'm not talking about a small mindset. I'm not addressing any small people anyway, ever. I have in mind a very high thinking person, and that high thinking person can come from anywhere. He can be the cook in my home. That person can be the office assistant at my place. That can be a person director. So I have seen people from every walk of life having that high thinking. It doesn't come to everybody at all. So that is why I have a hope with everybody that everybody can turn into a high thinking person. But it is not as easy as I see it to be because the background is not so. The background is not like that. People come from different background and they come with different mindset, and definitely they will come with their thought process and they will not agree. Sometimes they will think that I am a very junior person. Sometimes they will say she is a very senior person. And this thought process will go on and on with people who are not trying to find a solution. People with problem focus, they will never see the solution. They will never see the positive side of anything, right? So I'm trying to address those people only who are willing to see the positive side and are willing to work towards solution focus in life. And that is possible. That is possible for everybody. The other day, I was speaking to one of my fellow, a very junior person. She has just started. She is just 25 years of age, and she is starting with something. She wanted to teach something, and whatever we learn today, if I learn a new thing, I'm a very new to that particular subject, right? But I have learned something new. So the trick is, the moment you learn something new, you have to teach somebody so as to know how much you know, right? Only then you can find out how much you don't know. And then you will start in your journey to knowing more, right? So as talking to her, I said, I want to come to you for some learning. And she said, you know so much. I'm just starting. What can I teach you? I asked her, something that you have learned for the first time. Might be I haven't learned in my entire life. Quite possible, right? Quite possible. I can't say that I have learned everything that you have learned. There is every possibility that I can learn something from her. So I told her, even if you can teach me anything new, anything, any small damn thing, it will still be a learning for me. And it will be a learning. And I will be obliged to you for that learning. Because you have taught me that, which I didn't know before this. So there is no age for learning. You can always learn. I am learning from 12 mentors. So whatever I am learning, I want to teach to the other people. so that I learn better. Otherwise, how do I know how much I don't know, right? And how my journey will start, right? So who do I teach? I teach those people who haven't yet learned, because I have picked up a simple indicator that people who are stuck, what I'm saying, people who are stuck usually complain a lot. So I am taking those people only. Why are you wasting your energy in complaining? You can use that energy in learning. So I have taken those people. I understand that those people have a lot of potential. Each of us has a lot of potential. Only difference is you are wasting your energy and not learning. If you don't learn, you cannot utilize your potential. If you don't do, you cannot utilize your potential, right? So let me start with the presentation, and we can go ahead with this. So I was trying to work on the PPT that I have been showing since last few times. So this will be a bit different. So I have 10 strategies. So 10 strategies to contain botheration with a higher vibration coming from a miraculous mindset for ultimate clarity, fulfillment, and accelerated growth. So that will be our topic. And who this is for? This is people who are stuck and feeling unfulfilled. Only these people complain. Those who are stuck in life and feeling unfulfilled, right? And when you are complaining a lot, what happens is you are looking for a job. You are trying to change your workplace. And when you are trying to change your workplace, you are working at 20% productivity. So freshers who are trying to change their workplace, they get job easily. Freshers get job, say, within 3 to 6 months. But the senior people, they take 3 to 5 years to get another job. Anybody who is working at 20% productivity level for 3 to 5 years, what happens to his potential, his or her potential? So they get into dissatisfaction and stagnancy. And that is industry data. And people say that the employee dissatisfaction is because of salary, relationship with boss, work condition, supervision, relationship with peers. These are established facts. But you know, when I did some research, I found that if you see your screen, then the left side is whatever is established facts, and the right side is not so established facts, which I found. And those are many. And if you read those, then those are not workplace issues at all. These are issues from somewhere else. And how they get this issue is because of their habits, their perceptions, and the way they have seen themselves, and there is no goal, right? So how, and I have categorized them into 10 categories. Like it, all those issues will be, say, life decisions, work decisions, competitions, communication. Communication can be a very trivial thing. It is not about you being able to tell somebody, convey something of your idea to somebody else. It is about something more, you know. It is how you communicate. Sometimes what happens is people keep a lot of things inside them, and they convey it after some time when nobody knows, nobody remembers about it, because it is inside them. It is inside them only. Other people don't remember, and it becomes late. And when they finally convey it, there is a huge confusion, right? And then confidence, colleagues, learning a new skill every time, each day you need to learn. So This is another issue. And a big vision. There is no vision. There is no purpose in life apart from them. Like say, it is the like office jana, and life. That is all that they know about their life. And managing time is a big issue, which I primarily address here, which I solve, then many of the issues get solved. And fail forward, fear of change. When that happens, people are afraid of change because they are afraid to fail. So if you are not failing, you are not going forward. These are the 10 categories I have found out. So now, how to deal with this? So as I say, why you think you are stuck? Suppose I take your advice only, then these are the reasons why you are stuck. And the last reason is leadership growth. All those things I have taken one character from each of the word, and it falls to resource. So how resourceful you are. If you are resourceful, then you are not stuck, because you can find out a solution everywhere. If you are not resourceful, then you will be stuck, right? And leadership growth is highly connected with resourcefulness. Leadership growth is highly connected to resourcefulness because you are growing. Growth is resourcefulness, right? And most of you may be looking for a job, and then whoever is looking for a job, I have some 10 point formula for them. So we are not talking about if you are looking for a job. We are talking about you are feeling stuck. If you are looking for a job, that will be another class. We'll deal with that separately. So if you are feeling stuck, then ask yourself 3 questions. Perception by self. How do you see yourself as? So that is, I call as reality check. How do you see yourself? The second question is, how are you perceived by people? What people think about you? So you are bothered about people? No. That is why you are stuck. You are complaining because somebody else is, because you are thinking about somebody else. So what people are thinking about you? Ask the second question like that. And the third thing is, how you are utilizing your time. It is about posterity, how you will be remembered. How you will be remembered is how you are utilizing your time now. So that is what I call as reaching beyond or range. So what is your range? Upon that depends as to what you are doing on day-to-day basis. And that is how people are like say assessing you on that very basis. So that becomes the central to all your problem, right? So how are you utilizing your time? So you are complaining all the time. Let us take that as the central problem. And as I say, resourceful influencing is the proposed strategy that I am offering you, with which you can deal with this. And resourcefulness is utilizing existing resources optimally. That is what in the management level, that is what is the definition. So what resources, how is the process, how can you be resourceful? Who you need to become to be able to utilize that resource. For example, time is a resource. Who you can become, like say, so many people, they are not able to utilize their time. So why not? Because everybody has time. Nobody is giving them time, right? That the time is at their disposal and they are not able to do it. So that means they have to be somebody else to be able to utilize that time perfectly. And why this choice? Why should you utilize your time? You should know, right? Then influencing is overcoming challenges consistently. That is how you influence. That is how you establish your image. And that is how you are admired. When you are admired, you influence, right? So what challenges? How the process? Who you team up with? And why necessary? So all the time this why, how, what, and who are the 4 questions you need to ask. You may be asking another questions apart from this, and your context might be very different. Fine, ask these 4 questions anyways, right? So what resourceful influencing does is a chain reaction it does. It wins recognition and growth. It creates resilience. It overcomes struggles and challenges. It unravels relevance, your relevance, and it propels you towards reaching beyond without feeling burnt out. So these are the 4 things you need to identify about you. There is no prescription. Like say, each can be different for everybody's context, right? You are very different than me, and your situation can be very different from me, but nevertheless, these are the 4 contexts which will be set by you when you come to the course, right? And the influence path is, we will go bottom up. It is about your uniqueness. Everybody is born unique, but do you know how you are unique? So first find out that. The second thing is, you are born unique, another person also has been born unique. So you have to accept the uniqueness of everybody. If that person is unique and you are unique your own way, that person is different than you. So you are not expecting another person similar to you. You are expecting different people all the time. So when you accept that difference, then it is benevolence. And when you accept, you are admired, right? And when you create a positive environment around you, then you will find that motive to work, find that motive to have teamwork. That builds your resilience, establishes your credibility. And when your credibility is established, of course, you stand out. And when you stand out, growth is obvious. 3x is a very small amount of growth. It can be multiple x, right? So this is the influence path. Now, resourcefulness is 3 secrets. As I said, 3 questions is managing self, managing people, and managing time. And now I have 10 steps. As I told you, it is 10 strategies. It is potency, progress, perception. We'll discuss these things subsequently. Perception, process, partnership, passion, pattern, performance, poignancy, and puzzle. Let us see what all these are. So the first thing is identifying strength is your potency, right? I haven't given that caption as yet. I'll give you these 4 links wherein you can yourself find out your personality type. So when you find out, what happens? You will find yourself to be one of these 18 categories that I have listed out. And with that, some characteristics will come up. Some qualities will be given, some traits will be given. So there will be 2 aspects to it. One is managerial trait, other will be personality traits. So you can find out that for yourself. And I have listed out what will be the competency of that particular type is, right? So I have listed for a few of that, 6 or 7. So that is the first thing, identifying strength. And if you have, say, 5 or 6 of these strengths, then every strength will have a weakness. And that weakness is essential to this strength. And so I call that as altered strength. So if you have 6 strengths, you have 6 altered strengths. And then you have a skill, which is outside these traits. So that is 12 plus 1 skill and 1 experience or competency, you might say. That is there, 1 aptitude you might have. So 13 or 15 in total you have. So out of this, you take 1 strength, 1 altered strength, 1 skill, 1 aptitude, and create a story, right? So it becomes like 15C, 5 or 4, whatever it is. So multiply how much it becomes. 15C, 4, it becomes like, say, 1 lakh plus stories, competency story, I call them, right? So everybody with these 6 traits, 1 skill at least everybody has, aptitude for something everybody has, everybody, each on the earth can have 1 lakh plus competency story. How many do you know? So if you have a confidence problem, and if we can create 100 stories for you in 7 days, will it not create a lot of confidence in you? Will there be any confidence issue after that? Right? So this is what we will do. So just by identifying your strengths, this will be the outcome. Now let us go to the second thing. Who you can become as the, so these are the thing. Once you overcome your confidence issue, you can overcome the relationship with your boss in 3 days, because you have confidence now. It is not about you, because you have also identified the other person as the unique person. Now you have lesser problem with your boss, because you know you are a unique person. The boss also is a person, so he also is unique. So you will have your problem resolved because your mindset has changed, right? With this changed mindset, you are now solution focused. So the problem with your boss will get resolved within no time. It will disappear, I'll say, right? And then become a go-to person in 21 days, because you have now 1 lakh plus competency story. Who you are afraid of now? You are full of, like, say, confidence, and you become a go-to person because you know you have now recognized your competencies. Because you have recognized your confidence and competency, now you have become a go-to person. You have start acting with much more confidence, and you will explore your capability as well. Design your leadership style in 90 days. So you will find that even if I have given these leadership test, like say what kind of person you are, what kind of leadership ability you have, still you will find that you have a little bit of everything in you. So you don't have to bother about that 17, 18, 20 traits. You have to design the broad leadership style. Whatever you are, that has come naturally to you. Don't you have to be bothered about what people will think and how you should act to be. No need. You be yourself. That is what you are born with, and you can excel in that. Be convinced of that. Then suppose you are as good as another person. Someday people will say you have scored 70 and other manager has also scored 70. Now who will be given the promotion? Suppose there is a competition between you two. If I am the HR manager, I'll see who has the better attitude, right? So how your attitude will be, and why that is essential? Your attitude comes from habit, action, and perception. The perception is, like, say, as I have written here, attitude defines your personality, you are a better person. Habit strengthens your capability, that has come also from, like, say, repeated action beforehand. And action, timely action, if you take, that is how you will establish your dependability. And you will not take action if you have a bad perception about somebody. Somebody asks you, suppose you don't like your boss, and that boss has given you something. You will always say, this boss is always troubling. If you are respectful of your boss, then you will do whatever he says. When you do whatever he says, then you will be a dependable person, right, for him. And the perception, the boss doesn't change, right? The boss doesn't change. It is you who has changed. If you change your mindset, you change. When you change, that is what reality is. The boss is there. Whatever he is, however he is there. But if you change your mindset towards solution, then the entire reality changes. The glass that is half filled remains half filled. But some other people will say it is half empty. Reality doesn't change. So you can change your reality, right? and 100% productive in 24 hours. So this is a subject of mindset. You either become productive 100% or you are useless. I'll say that. What do you call? If you are not productive, what you are? Give yourself a word. So I say you can become 100% productive. What is productive now? Suppose you have allocated 15 minutes time for some task. Then you have finished that task in say 30 minutes. That is okay. But if you have taken like say 3 days, then can you call yourself as productive? Then if you are doing say 100 things every day, but you are still lagging behind a major thing, will you call yourself productive? That is also not productive, because there is something called priority. And there is something called Pareto rules. You have to be able to identify those 20% of tasks which creates 80% of your result. So that is how productivity works. So productivity has many aspects which we can tackle in the class, if you come to the class, right? Then monetize one skill in 30 days. So there are many digital skills which you can learn in say 3, 4, 5 days. You can learn in 5 days, but to perfect it, anything that you learn takes time. So I'll say, I can give you the basic things if you are learning a digital skill. If not, then what you can do is whatever skill you have and you want to monetize it, we can figure out how to monetize it. And in any case, you are selling your skill only. If you are a working professional, you're selling your skills, right? And thereby you are earning a salary. Are you not selling your skill? So you are already monetizing your skill, but if you want more, like say progressing or say making more out of your skill, then you have to work better. Then you have to be productive, right? So that is all the reason why you need to be productive. Establish a tracker that triples your income within a year. If you account for every money spent and earned, if you regularly track it, there is something very surprising happens. Actually, your money, your income source gets doubled. It has happened with everybody. I don't know how it happens, but if you start tracking your income, expenses, everything, your money starts doubling, tripling, maybe, right? It has happened with everybody that I have seen. So start doing that. This gullak, everybody keeps a little coin in that. If you start putting some coin every day to that gullak, you are changing your habit. From spending that one rupee coin, you have changed your habit to save it. That means that habit itself saves a lot of money that you are not seeing being spent. That is how you can explain that logically as that, but it happens with everybody. Try it. And start living 4 days a week from next week. So this requires some planning. As it is, how much work are you doing? If you are not productive, you are working at 20% productivity level. As it is, you are working 1/5 of the week. So if I am saying that you work for 4/7 of the week, I am not asking you more. It is only that you'll reduce your work time being spent to 4 days. You are doing it like say you are working less than that. So it will be 4 days, right? And I'll also promise one thing. Every day you will save 4 hours if you come to my class, right? Become an insightful person in 21 days. Do you know how to become insightful? One insight comes when you observe something. That is an insight. It gives you, because you have observed something, right? And when you observe that thing consistently, the pattern, if you have observed, then that gives you some insight, which you can give somebody else. You can pass it on to somebody. It will be of help to somebody. So that requires some habit, but it requires also a trick. So how to do that on everyday basis so that this habit of getting insights will be formed inside you is what we teach, right? Turn a global dream into reality from next Sunday. It is so easy. How can a global dream will become a reality in your life within 7 days? If you don't throw this trash of your house here, there, everywhere, you just utilize or recycle it. If you take that decision, you are contributing towards a global dream, no? Of less carbon footprint and everything. We don't know yet. We don't know the scientific part of it. Do you need to know? You just have to change your habit, right? And when you are contributing towards, say, sanitation, at least towards sanitation, you are allowing the place to be clean, right? Sanitation is a global dream. So you can contribute that. It just takes a little mindset change to be part of a global dream. And we don't realize that. And once you have that dream, you can start working towards that, right? A bigger dream. Nobody knows. So earlier, as like say 7-10 years back, I was doing this beekeeping. I didn't know that it is one of the actions around reducing carbon footprint, like say reducing GHG or carbon net zero, whatever. I didn't know that. Why I had taken up that is, it was so obvious. It was around me. So I started, whatever positive is there around you, start accepting that and start doing something about it. If there is a small garden, I say, instead of wasting that garden, you can do something like say watering or adding one plant or something you can do. Even if it is in your neighbor's place, also you can gift a plant or something, right? So thereby you can turn a global dream into your reality. So what is the characteristic of a resourceful mindset? Is you are essentially a giver. You are not expecting anything from anybody. You recognize an existing opportunity. You recognize an ongoing difficulty. You recognize your own strength and your own weaknesses. Also, you recognize other strength. No need to recognize their weaknesses. By recognizing other strength, you will know how to leverage that strength into your advancement. That is what a resourceful mindset does. And reduces time of learning by following a proven discipline. Whatever is already proven, they follow that. They don't reinvent the wheel. This is what resource, because they save time. Time is a resource, right? And the action point a resourceful mindset does is this: observes, reflects, whatever wrong has been done, mistakes, rectifies, and the next time a problem comes, he follows this pattern, tweaks a bit, and creates another solution and solves that problem. This is what a resourceful mindset does. Everybody knows it, right? A person who is resourceful in your surrounding has all the characteristics, and thereby he creates daily wins because he observes on daily basis. Because he observes, he gains a little. Whatever he gains is a win. So that is a daily win. He is a winner on daily basis. And how does he remember all this? He journals them regularly. That is how you imprint whatever learning you have from the surrounding to your learning, right? So who I am? So far, I have trained 18,000 professionals. That is the authority I have from the that background I come. That is why I am telling you all this, and have impacted 1 crore lives around whatever work I had done. And whoever I have trained, they are doing great themselves without my help. They have independence. They are doing on their own. And whoever I have trained, I have found at least 2 skills in them. So I know for sure that everybody on this earth will have at least 2 skills. So that is who I am. And my backstory is why I'm doing this is because my values are titles. Titles is tranquility, inclusion, dignity, learning, and joy. So that is why if you we'll talk about someday about how to create these values. Your values might be very different, but if you are in my surroundings, you will have some of these values. Your priorities might be a bit different because of your experience and your situation, your context. That doesn't matter, no? If we can find out, say 2 or 3 common points, that is enough. And I want to have creativity, positivity, and everybody becomes more with these values. That is why I'm doing it. And these are some of the credentials. And this is one of the person whom I have trained, and he is the CEO of one farmer producer organization. This is my organization as a result of whatever work I had done. They have won that time from ICICI Foundation, and my mission is to impact 1 billion lives. With 1 lakh super performing global players, whoever I train, they become super performing global players. That is what I believe. And in 139 countries, with a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. You will say that this is a crazy idea. This is a crazy vision, crazy dream, and crazy thing. I don't care. I want this dream to happen. And with technology, this will happen sooner or later. And you'll ask me, should anybody have such a kind of dream? Yes, of course. If you target for the stars, you will achieve at least at the moon. And who cares how much you have gone? The very thing that you have a big dream, big vision, will take you, will propel you towards progress. Like say, towards whatever goal you have. Any goal that I achieve will be less than this, right? But very big for other people. And that goal is achieved because of this big vision. That is what I'll have, right? Yeah. And my system is Resourceful Influencers Club. That is what I call. Whoever comes, those 1 lakh people, they will come to my club, which is Resourceful Influencers Club. Already I have named. And my first experience of this thing has happened because when I designed an HR policy, I'm not from HR background. I'm not from agriculture background. I am a mathematics postgraduate, and this happened just by chance. Because I was a very senior person from a very small organization, I was attending a HR workshop where very senior people of every organization were participating. And there was a requirement of presenting the HR policy of every organization. The organization I was representing had no HR policy. So I had to design one then and there. I did that, and everybody appreciated that. What do you need to design a HR policy? It is your empathy, your sensibility towards people you work with. That is all required for designing an HR policy. So many of the things in life, you don't have to be formally trained about. You can instinctively do something about that. That was my first experience of resourcefulness. And this is the blueprint. We'll discuss it some other time. And the 10 strategies that I spoke of, it starts with pattern, right? If you go clockwise, pattern is how do you respond to situations? Potency is identifying strengths. We spoke about that. Then progress is handling change. Passion is monetizing a skill. Perception is practicing mindfulness because it requires a lot of focused observation to have this perception right. Otherwise, it will create a lot of negativity within you. Then partnership, because you know your strength and weaknesses, you need to leverage other people's strength for your benefit, and you create win-win situation. That is what partnership is. Performance is daily wins, as we spoke of. Pregnancy is emotional intelligence, and process is managing challenges. Puzzle is dealing with ambiguity. Your boss says something, your boss's boss says something else. How do you deal? That is what ambiguity is, and how do you deal? This is a extraordinary faculty that one needs to have. And as I just spoke, even if you perfect all these 10 strategies, then also something will kind of fail you. What is that? That is your attitude, habit, action, and perception. So the smaller pulley, the smaller gear, it will it will act as a spoil sport even if you're perfect in all those. So these are the combination of that. And if you see the blueprint, that is what I have told. First, you start with your difference, then you create resilience, then you influence, then you stand out into prominence. And all those things get offset by all these 4 things: attitude, habit, action, perception. I call that as AHAP method. Right? And as soon as you reach to the prominence stage, your journey starts all over again at that stage. And it will again be offset by all this: attitude, habit, action, and perception. It is like the cricket, right? School level cricket, college level cricket, Ranji Trophy, and then national level. At each level, you need to excel, reach to another level, and then start all over again, right? So knowing the best about you, all this part of knowing about you. Second is response pattern. So as I told you, with each positive thing, there comes a negativity. So knowing the best about you, how do you respond? This is about how you will position yourself strategically. So this also has 5 stages, which is you don't appear to be like say obsessive, but you assert. So that has to be a subtle manner and strong conviction. How does that come? Without being like say very bombastic, you still can be obsessive, and that comes with a conviction. You can show, like say from your eyes, anybody can figure out that you already are very convinced. Although your ideas look very crazy, but you are convinced. And that is what kind of attracts people, in an interview especially. And obsession, of course. There has to be a suitable amount of obsession that you are standing for some value, you are standing there, nothing is going to budge you. That has to be there. And that it should not be appearing like say very fastidious or something like that, obstinate. You have to be conveying this. Now, 4th is subliminal orientation. Now you have told about yourself. Now you have to influence the other person. How do you do that? You do that by telling him, the other person, how he will be benefited. So it is subliminal, like say you are hitting his subconscious level. Then some interview ends with some critical question which will irritate you. That is when you have to take the conversation to a synergistic level. Like you will win, you will benefit, the other person also benefits. Right? 3rd is mentoring. This is my practical example of how I mentored this lady, This is a girl. I hired her as an executive. She is now the HR manager of, she almost runs the department where I used to be the HR head, right? And this is another one of my grassroots worker. He became a panchayat secretary of Khuti, Jharkhand. This is another colleague. And fourth is managing challenges. So what challenge I had was I worked in Rajasthan. Then I went to Meghalaya, and there I had to manage, establish CSCs. Very different from what I have been doing so far. I started with, say, this social research. Now I am into establishing CSC. So how these are all challenges, right? So here I did that somehow. There was connectivity issue. I solved that. Those are the challenges. There has to be a business plan because these were not paid employees. These were entrepreneurs. So I designed their business plan. So I'll tell that story some other time. This is again in Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve where I did a 50-acre herbal plantation, and the challenge there was to find an alternative solution because it was a tiger reserve and people were going to the core and were getting killed. So that was my challenge. And how do you handle change? This was like, say, I revived a watershed, dead watershed at Jharkhand Roots, Khuti. And emotional intelligence, basically, what it is like, say, how do you deal with other people, right? So, illiterate people, these ladies were going into the forest. They won 17 awards in 4 years. Does it say about my emotional intelligence? I trained them into that. So whatever you say, I won't describe. I will describe in terms of their achievement. So one lady got CII award, which was 1.5 lakhs, 5 lakh cash. And she told it is Punji ki Punji. And then they broke mustard production record of Madhya Pradesh. They were recognized by the then Chief Minister of Gujarat, Mr. Narendra Modi. Ladies became leaders. They became the members of the district governing board. As I was saying, she told that the small capitals that the poor have, that is the only way to escape poverty. That is why she has won. And how that mindset has come, that speaks about my emotional intelligence. So I take pride on that. And the then industry minister, Mr. Ram Sharma, is felicitating her. And this is another farmer who won the MS Swaminathan award. Another lady wins an award from Andhra Pradesh governor. Then managing ambiguity. This is the very critical of managers, you know. So what ambiguity? As I said, installed an available solution because of the terrain, the broadband was not working in Meghalaya, but it was essential that we establish connectivity with the server because it was common service center and it was under the national e-governance policy. So how did I solve that? I gave them data card, 125 data card I gave, and then our company gave 5 VSATs. You know, VSATs used to be very costly at that time, but the success of the project like compelled Meghalaya government to donate 42 VSATs. Don't you think that is a win? So whenever there are ambiguity, there are challenges, you just think of solutions. It will come. There is a solution definitely somewhere. Whether you are technically trained or not, it doesn't matter. You ask, people will give solution. Everybody, they will talk about solution. They will not think about solution. So if you can bridge that gap, getting an idea, implementing it, that does the trick, right? Practicing mindfulness. So when people are saying, criticizing me, you think that nobody criticized me all the time, all the entire thing. A lot of criticism I got. Why do you think this solution? Because I compelled my company to invest in 5 VSATs. You know, that time it was like say in 2000, it was like 42,000 or more. All the package came about, say, in a lakh. So I asked my company to invest in that. Do you think everybody gave it like that? So I got lot of criticism, but how did I overcome that? As I told you, there are 5 stages of negotiating strategic position. That is what I applied. So that comes with mindfulness, of course. If you are focused on the ultimate solution, you'll do everything in between in a proper manner, then reaching beyond. So I have some agriculture experience, some technology experience, some HR experience. Now I am integrating all that. So my tagline is affordable housing, solar efficient, disaster resilient, sustainable, affordable housing for EWS. It talks about poverty elimination, it talks about empowerment, it talks about solar energy, it talks about a global dream, it talks about what else? Sustainability. So everything. So all those things gets integrated. And I registered 11 farmer producer organization in Sikkim in 3 months. One farmer producer organization takes 1.5 years to be registered. How did I manage that? That is another story. I'll tell another time. But I did that in 3 months' time. And it was in East and North district of Sikkim. Very difficult districts. Then, what are the tricks? Tricks is just note down the font size, right? That is how you should do. Permutation and combination may vary for you. But first, facilitate. Facilitate other people to do their best. Innovate. Whatever way. If you have heard my story, it is all that, combination of all that. Synergize between all the stakeholders. Focus on solution. Start small, because Taj Mahal didn't happen in one day. It takes time. So start small. Integration, all the experience you can integrate and form a solution. Work towards that. Your vision will happen as a result of those integration. Prior experience, if you have, and whatever existing plus points are there, it will contribute towards reaching beyond. You becoming something who will be remembered by the posterity for long. That is what you will become, right? And daily wins, as I described, having a global vision, that helps. So this is what I am working towards, my global vision, by becoming part of solar energy, affordable housing, disaster resilience, and all that. This is Professor Mohammad Yunus, the global laureate. And learning a skill. So I am on my digital journey. So I learn technology, how to reach, how to achieve this dream in quick time. So technology is required. So that is why I have started my digital journey, and this is my mentor who teaches me like this. And this is his mentor. So I have cleared his first round. So he is interviewing me. This is a certificate. And this is another mentor from Singapore. And these are the 12 mentors from whom I have learned. And this is mentor of those 12 people. And he is the coach of Robert Kiyosaki as well. So I'm learning from him as well. And these are few of the testimonials. And this is Vijay Mahajan, the father of microfinance in India. And he had given me something which like kind of feels like a Nobel Prize for me. He says, no matter wherever we put you, you can still figure out a solution being there. Don't you think this is the highest form of compliment for a resourceful person? So I have achieved resourceful influencing at this level also. Whatever I have learned, I can teach you now. Whatever, no matter how small it is, but still I think I should pass it on to somebody. That is why I teach. And the curriculum is here, but we don't have time today. I have to go to another training right now. So we'll finish at this. So thank you for coming and attending and listening to all this. हम किसी दिन और बात कर लेंगे सर.
In fact, can you listen to me? Am I audible?
Sir?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Actually, the sound is too less from your side, but I'm somehow managing. Will it be possible to share this PPT because I found it interesting?
No, sir. I don't share this PPT.
Achha, okay.
So, but what do you need from this PPT? I'll share that portion only.
Okay, I'll record because I've been getting notes on whatever you're saying. So
Okay.
One that I joined a little late. I didn't join on time. I joined a little late. You must have covered.
Sir, I'm
because
recording this.
7:30, and I probably.
Yes. 7:30 sharp I start. So
yeah,
I'm recording
but
this.
I joined a little late, maybe 10-15 minutes late.
Yes. So no issue, sir. People come and they go.
Yeah. But I found it interesting and it's pretty good. And,
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and I would see that we must have a talk whenever you have time. Yes,
sir. So right now I'm namaste, sir. So right now I'm.
It was very, very interesting and very nice.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
And I have also been taking such classes, even webinars, the global webinars which have I shared some global experience which have I sent you something on your WhatsApp?
I don't think so.
Not just now.
Sometime back.
In about a time when we had a little world sometime back.
I don't remember, sir.
Okay, so I am working these days on in order to enhance the efficiency of the people, which includes government and NGOs and NGOs both, and that's on the sustainability, on sustainable development goals. And there was one this is the recently in February there was a global event where about 23 countries participated, and I was the keynote speaker for that.
Okay.
And before they identified me as on the speaker line, they requested, we would like you to be one of the speakers. Can we choose the topic? So
yes.
I said no. Let us have a word first that I would like to understand your audience. What is the level of the audience? Accordingly, I'll have to prepare myself to talk to them.
Okay.
So then we had the 7 rounds of interactions with about 9 people of their organizations.
Okay.
And ultimately, they found me and placed me as a keynote speaker. And then they again requested for taking another session. So I said, I will not take a session, but I can moderate that session. Because that will be a learning for me by whatever they are talking. So,
yes.
So that's how I work. And these days, I'm focusing on SDGs.
Okay.
And integrating them and converting into so many tools. And every parameter of every, and I have a different definition of SDG.
Okay.
Like with you, I can share. I always tell people to treat SDG 17 SDGs into 2 parts.
Yeah.
The one, start with the 17th SDG, which is nothing but a combination of everything. And wherever, whatever you want to do, and you don't find them in the 16 SDGs there, you put them into a basket of 17th SDG. Treat 17th SDG as a big box, and call that box as a box of spices at your home in your kitchen. And all the other 16 SDGs are nothing but different spices in that box.
Yeah.
So like treat it as a masaldan in the kitchen.
Yes,
so what you do that certain spices have the strength to make you strength, to give you strength, to cover up your weaknesses. कुछ आप medicine के लिए use करते हैं, कुछ आप स्वाद के लिए use करते हैं, you know. So कुछ आप medication के लिए use करते हैं.
Yes.
So likewise, there are parameters of different SDGs which fulfill the need of a human life.
Okay.
So to make a quality human life, there is a box called 17th SDG, and remaining 16 SDGs are there. And whatever you want to do and you don't find them in the 17 SDGs, put them into the 17th SDG. अगर मसालदान में कोई मसाला नहीं होता तो आप क्या करते हो? वो मसाला लेकर के उसी में कटोरी या मसालदान में रखते हो. So do like that. So I take it very simple. So when they understood this concept, they said, could you be the keynote speaker for my session? अभी आपको कहीं जाना है, तो अभी हम लोग फिर कभी बात करेंगे. Meanwhile, whatever I'm doing is not remunerative. I'm finding ways to make my functioning remunerative. Because this year, the whole of it, from January, whatever I've been doing is not remunerative. It's something like yours, that you are imparting your knowledge with everybody. The same I have been doing. So it is not remunerative. No? So I would like to, now there's a need to, because my younger daughter is meeting all the expenses these days. She's already a member at my place in the moment. My elder daughter is doing her PhD and she's managing her expenses on her own stipend. And my younger daughter is meeting all the expenses of household. So, but I would like to now convert my time into remunerative. I'd like to make it remunerative. So if there is something which you can advise, do it.
Sir,
And when you have time, we can talk.
yeah. Sir, what I think is, like, say, these people know who, जिनका सर 5 से 12 साल का एक्सपीरियंस हो गया है, अगर आप उनको देखेंगे ट्रेन में, बस में, वो काफी ज्यादा कंप्लेन करते हैं सर आजकल नहीं, बहुत दिनों से करते हैं, बट दिस इज द सेगमेंट दैट आई एड्रेस टू, कि भाई इतना कंप्लेन नहीं करो, उसके बदले सोल्यूशन ढूंढो तो तुमको मिल जाएगा। आपका प्रॉब्लम इतना बड़ा भी नहीं है, अच्छा खासा सैलरी मिल रहा है, सब कुछ। सो बट उनको लगता नहीं कि देयर इज ए सोल्यूशन। बॉस के साथ कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया तो उनको लगता है कि बस यही एंड ऑफ द वर्ल्ड है। तो उनके लिए इस सेगमेंट को अगर हम ले आए जो एक्चुअली पेस, अगर वो पे करे तो देन व्हाट वी कैन डू इज लाइक से दी, जो थोड़ा सा कैरेक्टर मतलब हैबिट का इशू है, दैट आई कैन टेक केयर। बट उनका अगर कुछ स्किल का इशू है, then you can take care. That is how we can devise this thing. So but they should be able to, like say, वो स्टक क्यों फील कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि उनके कोई तो उनको रोक रहा है ना, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस फ्रिक्शन एंड ऑल। सो कोई रोक रहा है तो उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिल रहा है आगे बढ़ने का, बट दे डोंट नो कि इसको भी हम किसी के साथ शेयर करके और भी आगे जा सकते हैं। क्योंकि सर जिसका कोर इंटरेस्ट नहीं है वो बट ए बी या सी, वो उसमें से आप उसको बता भी दोगे तो वो कितना जानेगा। तो उसको थोड़ा सा बता दो और बाकी सारा आप ना करो ना, यू हैव ए लॉट ऑफ चांस। मतलब कम से कम फ्रिक्शन को अवॉइड करो ताकि यू कैन गो अहेड। तो वहां पे सर मैं आती हूँ, बट दिस सब्जेक्ट मैटर नॉलेज यू नीड टू गिव देम। सो इस बिकॉज यू नो सो मेनी पीपल, सर उनके साथ आप ये कनेक्शन कर दीजिए ताकि मैं इस पार्ट को हैंडल करूं, द अदर पार्ट यू हैंडल, सो दैट
वेरी नाइस। अच्छा, एक रिक्वेस्ट और है, टाइम निकाल के आप मेरा लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल अच्छे से देख लीजिए, उसमें 2 अटैचमेंट्स भी हैं, उनको भी देख लीजिए और फिर आपको बेटर आइडिया हो जाएगा कि वेयर आई कैन बी ऑफ एनी यूज। और
सर मैं बहुत सारे और भी काम करती हूँ जो एसडीजी गोल आप बता रहे हैं ना, मैं तो अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग पे काम करती हूँ, सोलर पे काम करती हूँ, अभी शुरू ही हो रहे हैं ये। तो उसमें मैंने जिसका नंबर आपको दिया था वो हमारे कंसल्टेंट है, तो उनका अलग से काम चलता है जो मिलेट पे काम चलता है। सो लाइक से ही हैज बीन एन एक्स नाबार्ड, तो बहुत बहुत ऊपर लेवल का वो बंदा है। तो इसीलिए मैं आपको उनके साथ जोड़ रही थी ताकि मेरा ये वाला जो पोर्शन है ये थोड़ा सा आगे बढ़े, क्योंकि मैं काम में बिजी हो जाती हूँ, वो भी अपने किसी में बिजी हो जाते हैं, आप तो बिजी पहले से ही थे। तो इस तरह से सर
तो एक काम करते हैं कि उनके साथ में जो कनेक्शन कर रहे थे अभी कनेक्शन मेरा हुआ नहीं है, बिकॉज बीच में कुछ ऐसे काम आ गए थे कि मैंने इसको करना ठीक नहीं समझा। मैंने सोचा कि जब ऐसा हो जाए कि आई कैन रियली टॉक टू हिम एंड फॉलो अप एंड एवरीथिंग, तब मैं करूंगा। और आपसे बात भी करनी थी मुझे कि वो क्या क्या कर सकते हैं, मुझे उनके साथ कैसे डील करना है, ये सब मुझे आपसे समझना था। तो
सर हम क्या करेंगे, एक जूम कॉल कर लूंगी मैं, लिंक कर लूंगी, तीनों हम बैठ के बात कर लेंगे, आप दोनों बात कर लीजिएगा। देन
लेकिन उसके पहले मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप मेरा लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल अच्छे से टाइम निकाल के
मैंने आपका पढ़ा है सर, पढ़ा है।
वो आपने डॉक्यूमेंट देखा है जो उसमें अटैच्ड है?
हाँ, जो आपका अटैचमेंट था काफी पहले आपने जो भेजा था वो तो मैंने पढ़ा है ना।
अभी आप देख लीजिए, अभी कोई 1 महीने पहले करीब हमने उसको थोड़ा सा फाइन ट्यून किया है, क्योंकि काफी लंबा और काफी चीजें, तो उसको मैं हल्का सा फाइन ट्यून किया है। तो उसको आप अभी जो मेरा अटैचमेंट प्रोफाइल था वो पढ़ लीजिए, वो काफी कंजेस्टेड सा है, और स्पेशली 3rd पेज से शुरू करिए, पेज नंबर 3 ऑफ द प्रोफाइल से, उसमें काफी डिटेल में मतलब टिकेट वाइज लिखा है कि हमने क्या क्या किसके लिए किया। उसके बाद नीचे व्हाटएवर इंटरेस्ट यू, फिर आगे के पेजेस आप पढ़िए।
ठीक है, ओके।
तो वो जब आप कर लें तब हम लोग एक जूम कॉल करते हैं और उसके पहले जब भी आपको मौका मिले आप उनको बात कर ही सकते हैं।
ठीक है सर,
ठीक है,
डन।
तब तक आप उनको कैसे करना है ये भी उस बात पे हम लोग कर लेंगे। तो जो हम लोग की जूम कॉल होगी तो उस समय हम उसके लिए तैयार रहेंगे कि कैसे कोऑर्डिनेट करना है। वो लखनऊ में ही है क्या?
ना ना,
किसी
वो तो नहीं नहीं, वो तो भुवनेश्वर में है।
भुवनेश्वर में? ओके
वो दिल्ली मुंबई ऐसे होते रहते हैं।
ओके।
और उनका उनका अफ्रीका और लैटिन अमेरिका में भी कुछ कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स चल रहे हैं।
ओके
तो एक्चुअली मैं जहाँ पे हूँ वहाँ काफी छोटा सा टीम है, और वो
जी।
टीम का मतलब होता है ना सर, छोटा जगह हो जाता है तो काफी ज्यादा इनसिक्योरिटीज भी होते हैं, तो उतना ऊपर नहीं। जैसे मैं बेसिक्स से आई हूँ तो हम लोगों का कोई ऐसे छोटा बंदिश नहीं था, तो इसीलिए यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ हो जाता है, तो मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग काफी होती है। तो इसीलिए मैं चाह रही थी कि वो मेरा अलग से कुछ कोलैबोरेशन बने, ताकि हम थोड़ा सा काम थोड़ा सा ब्रॉड बना सके।
ठीक है। एंड
एनीवेज,
आई हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड वन मोर थिंग, yet you are more enterprising. I am not. You know where to catch, where to kick, click, and what to deal and how to deal. I do not know that. I'm a very simple person that way. You tell me कि this is the segment, this is what needs to be done, और इनको ये बताइए. I'll tell them.
आप सर ये कनेक्शन कर दीजिए सिर्फ।
Sorry?
मैं बोल रही हूँ कि कहीं पे भी अगर आप जाते हैं काम करने के लिए, वो जो सुपर लेवल है वो तो काम कर ही रहे हैं, दी लेवल नेक्स्ट टू इट वो
हाँ, I
काम
understand. I appreciate your.
आप सिर्फ उसको कनेक्ट कर दीजिए सर। एक्चुअली दैट वे यू विल स्टार्ट लाइक से हैविंग ए मीनिंगफुल काम।
ठीक है, जैसे एक डॉक्टर होते हैं ना, वो मरीज को देखता है पहले,
हाँ
और देख करके फिर वो प्रिस्क्राइब करता है। तो
हाँ,
आप मेरे साथ वैसे ही करिए। यू बिकम माय डॉक्टर, यू गो थ्रू द प्रोफाइल वंस अगेन एंड टेल मी
ओके
कि मैं कहाँ कहाँ काम आ सकता हूँ, वो
ठीक
मुझे
है,
आप बताइए। आई विल डू
ओके
दैट।
ठीक है, ठीक है
ठीक है,
सर, आई डू
ठीक
आई डू।
है। ओके, थैंक
थैंक यू सर,
यू।
नमस्ते।
एंड मैं चूंकि ज्यादातर टाइम घर से ही काम करता हूँ, तो मेरे साथ कोई ऐसा इशू नहीं है। यू कैन कॉल मी एंड गिव मी अ कॉल एनी टाइम।
ठीक है, ओके
कोई इशू
सर,
नहीं।
ओके सर, थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू सर, बाय। फिर से मैं बात करती हूँ।